Dave Mather, Executive Director of the Small, Rural, Tribal, and Border Regional Center. I think one of the toughest challenges that law enforcement faces right now with school safety is to find ways to coordinate better with the rest of the community. Public safety in general includes the fire, the police. We often have different safety plans for the same types of issues. So finding ways to coordinate with that and incorporate the school administrators and the teachers, even the janitors, so that we have one comprehensive set of safety plans is a critical function in making sure that when the big incident does happen, that we're better prepared for it. I think it's critical that we realize that school safety is not limited to socially, economically depressed areas. It's not where high crime areas. The pressures that students deal with, that teachers deal with, that families deal with, are often the triggers that set students off or other adults off that create violence in the school setting. That's not unique to large cities. That's every agency, and I think we have a responsibility to educate, especially in those areas where it doesn't happen as often, to make sure that when it does happen, we're prepared.
Hi, my name is Mike OShea. I'm a law enforcement program manager with the U.S. Department of Justice in Washington, D.C. I'm here today because I gave a presentation on resources from the federal government that are available to support the smaller and rural agencies that are working on keeping our nation's schools safe. I think the events like this that bring people together as a training activity where they can network and talk and see what's available to support them are great events, and I was glad to participate in it.
I'm Dave Campbell. I'm a police officer with the City of Scottsdale. I'm assigned to our school resource unit. I am an instructor, a senior instructor with the Safe School Advocacy Council. Today I was brought out to this lovely establishment to conduct a presentation on cyberbullying, sexting, internet crimes against children, which we also considered sexual exploitation and bullying. Schools, what we're seeing is they're becoming generational as far as different topics will take precedence over others. As I said before, in the 90s, the big thing was school shootings and dealing with the school shootings. But now the phenomenon is actually the bullying incidents and the results of bullying and students are being bullied. Where we used to deal with the typical bully through discipline and maybe police involvement, but now we're seeing it come to a different level where now we're seeing students actually commit suicide, act out aggressively, and we're seeing root causes of school violence being directly attributed to bullying. I think that through national efforts of education, speaking with people and trying to educate them on how to deal with the different types of incidents that occur in our school campuses, it allows us to provide a safer and more secure school environment for our nation's children. I think everyone shares the same common goal, and that goal is being school safety in our nation's youth. When it comes to the true professional working in school, as I said before, we need to let all our egos go aside and say, you know what, there's people in that room that had as much information or knowledge as I did, and they can learn from me and I can learn from them. And I think what we need to do is networking and communicating, and it's so wonderful to see officers from all around the country coming together and exchanging business cards, talking, and find out really that the problems in their community are no different than the problems in the community that they're from. And what I found in my 24 years of police experience is that networking of administrators, school resource officers, juvenile probation officers, talking and sharing information, sharing programs, sharing success stories, failures, is very beneficial because we can learn from each other.
Good morning, my name is Dr. Hector Garcia. I am the President of National Consulting and Security Associates Incorporated. We're based out of Miami, Florida. I have also served as a school police officer, a school captain, a school lieutenant, and a school police chief for a very small department of only about 30 and a large one of 600. In today's day and age, school safety is a topic that is very, very important and continues to dominate the news. School safety now has taken a turn where the cyber world has come into play. We are experiencing a new threshold, new threats against our children and against our school communities. In addition to that, we have the ongoing threat of violence still present. We have the constant threat of emergencies arising, either natural or man-made. So these are some of the issues that we constantly deal with, keeping in mind that schools are a microcosm of society, And what occurs in society will naturally take place in school, causing us to be that much more diligent as we take care of our future.
My name is Dane Gilman. I'm the School Resource Officer for the Cheney School District, working for the Cheney Police Department, Cheney, Washington, which is about 15 miles outside of Spokane, Washington, in eastern Washington. Been a School Resource Officer. This is my 6th year. Biggest problems I see in school, we're talking about cyberbullying now, and it's I think the bullying thing is always going to be an issue. You always got kids that feel like they're being harassed or intimidated, whatever. I think the class that we're going through right now is very educational. It's giving me some pointers on what to look for and maybe how to react. You know, I think the rural areas have a different problem than urban. So I mean, we kind of have a mixture of like country and city kids, and so it's kind of nice to have. We don't have that big city mentality, nor do we have the big city problem. And I think it addresses it more here than I've seen in a lot of other training. So I was very happy to be able to come to something like this, because I think it's geared more for the the smaller cities and not the big city problems, because I mean that's a whole different ball game. So.
My name's Scott Wessel. I'm assistant principal at Tipton Middle School in Tipton, Indiana, and I attended this conference mainly. We have a bullying problem at our school, and wanted to see how to deal with that. We work well with our local law enforcement, and I also wanted to see how to make that partnership work better. And having attended this conference, I've received many ideas on how we can collaborate and work together to maybe have parent meetings, and as a police force and a school force, to get rid of that bullying and to deal with those issues that are legal issues that we deal with, as far as cyberbullying and sexting and texting, and how to deal with that with your local officials, and who should know what. So it's been really nice to attend this. This conference fits in perfectly with our school. We're a rural school in Indiana, and it'd be nice to get that support and help with the law enforcement.